encourage people to put aside something from whatever they have today. Because you think today is tough, you don't know about tomorrow. So you have to save for the rainy day, as they will say. You have to put aside something from whatever you earn today. The rule of thumb will be that for every income that comes your way, you put about 10% on investment or savings or something, you know, so that when tomorrow comes with these unexpected, expectations and all of that, you're able to meet your basic needs and all of that. So it's not, I don't know if there's so much money.
So if I do 10% tithe, I can do 5% mutual funds.
Oh, well, it's your, it's your choice.
It's my prerogative. That's my prerogative. Yeah, if I put 10% as tithe, I should be able to do 5%. Again, if you look at 2016, 2017, well, 2017, we tried to claw our way out of recession, but were investors interested in managed funds in 2016? Let's just step back into that.
Yeah, things were a bit rough in 2016, and remember the capital market return, the Nigerian Stock Exchange, the Osher Index returned negative. Of course, that was a disincentive to investing, and so when the market is positive, of course, people have reasons to take a little more and, you know, invest more because they get good return. So 2016 was not as fantastic as the current year.
Where is investors' confidence coming from in terms of the fundamentals?
I think that the economy is a bit stable. We're out of recession. In 2016, we were in recession. We're moving far away from that. It looks like the government, some of the various government policies are beginning to sink in, and they're taking foothold, and the economy is gradually improving. And, of course, you have to believe in a better tomorrow, too. So I think those are all the attributes. And like I said, returns also. If you're laid back and you've seen your friend has made about 40% return on his equity investment, of course, there's a high chance that you would also want to start doing something about that. And, of course, the treasury, the money market environment was quite very good. Almost everybody now knows there's something called treasury bills. It used to be for the upper class and all of that. But because treasury, the yields were fantastic, you had up to about 17, 18% yield and all of that. Of course, it was a no-brainer that people will want to take advantage because it's secured, you know, it's the safest form of investment, and then you're getting that kind of return. It just attracted people to the market.
What are the key challenges for fund managers when the market is rough and when the market is sweet?
Well, when market is rough, that's when the test or, your capability is brought to fore. There's this argument about who a good asset manager is. You know, to the client, a good asset manager is one that gives positive return. But in real sense, when you look at it, it's about comparing yourself against the established benchmark. So if I have an equity fund, for instance, and I'm tracking the all-share index, as a fund manager, am I able to outperform the all-share index? So say, for instance, the all-share index did a negative 10%, and I do negative 2%. Then I'm a good fund manager because I had performed that index, you know. But then the client out there doesn't care because you have given them a negative return. So that can be a challenge. So you have to think about your strategy. You know, sometimes you go for passive portfolio. You buy good stock, good asset, and then you leave it and monitor it. But then when market changes, when times are rough, you have to be a bit aggressive and change that strategy so you can give good return to your client. But of course, when markets are smooth, everybody smiles to the bank.
Everybody market is smooth. Everybody is smart.
Yeah, everybody is smart. Exactly.
When the market is smooth.
When the market is smooth.
So the time when you know a very smart and good fund manager is when the market is rough.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, so it's no brainer. But let's look at what the federal government is doing. We've seen Buhari's administration coming up as with a portfolio of its own bonds. I don't know if you folks are thinking that this is a time to build something around the emergence of specialized dedicated bonds, from diaspora bond, perhaps mining bond, you have the green bond, you have the sukuk, you have the infrastructure. Is this something we should think about moving forward, maybe in 2018?
Yeah, it's something a lot of us in the fund management space are looking at. You remember, let me take you back to what we do at AfriInvest. You remember that in 1997, thereabout 1999, when we had the Nigeria borrowing exposures and all of that, we created a fund that is called the NIDF. It's been 20 years now. That was to track the Nigerian borrowings at the time and all of that. Of course, it's been restructured to modern reality. So now this is, again, another opportunity for fund managers out there. There's the diaspora bond, there's sukuk, there's savings bond, there are all sorts of opportunities. The client there are looking for innovations. They're looking for freshness. They're looking for new things and all of that. So it's our responsibility to look at what is available in our market. Before now, we probably complained that there wasn't enough opportunity to choose from. But now government is leading the forward. They're bringing new things. Green bond is coming. There may be infrastructure bonds and all of that. So it's just broadening the investment space.
Do you think that will be a good one if you're giving me an outlook in the new year?
Yeah, definitely. It would be a good one. We think that, like I said earlier, we think 2018 will be a good year. Earnings, we think, will still drive the equities. So if you have equity bonds, equity funds, rather, they should do well. Maybe not as well as 2017 because you're using a base here of 40% return, you know, but we think it should do well. The only one that may not do as well is treasury bills, you know. We think it's going to be probably single digit.
Moving forward.
Moving forward. So,
with those restructuring that the government wants to do.
Yeah, because government is not looking for external...
Ola, you've got to hang around a little bit. We need to take a break. We're going to expand this conversation a little bit into the exchange-traded funds market in the new year. That's also something close to what we're talking about here. And Michael Famaroti is joining us from Vertiva to continue this conversation about the markets in 2018. We'll be right back in 2.